I've been working with a nurse dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning, Rockaholics. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back from the long weekend for many of us.
Yes.
It's nice to see you, Steve.
It's good to see all of you.
I have a question for you.
Oh, boy.
Just curious if I'm like I'm the only old lady among us. But when
Sarah.
If you have an app on your phone that you love,
okay,
and then it does like an update,
yes,
and then you start to hate it because it's all reconfigured and it's very confusing and it doesn't look the same. Do you get frustrated by that, or is that just me?
Oh, I'll just delete the app out of protest. I'm like, well, it was a good run, Facebook. Gotta go.
It's
a very old person thing for you to complain about. I have to agree. Yes.
The one in question right now, though, is the weather app, which I use.
Okay, you're just doubling down on being the old person.
I am a grandma.
Go back to newspapers, Grandma.
Like all the little graphics are different. I didn't know where to find the hourly versus the daily forecast. It was very, very frustrating today.
The funny part is, like, in a week, you'll be so accustomed to this new version that if they switch back to the old version, you'll be on the air bitching about that. I don't know why they went back to the old way. The new way's way better.
Right? Get off my lawn, kids. I was very excited to see that the weather. We may hit 50 degrees later this week, Steve. It's going to be balmy.
I know. I just ordered a couple of shorts off of Amazon. I'm hoping they'll show up just in time for this super hot, scorching weather.
Almost flip-flop weather?
No.
Let's go. It's time to inform the Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Lawn today. I mean, there's two things you could do to celebrate. One that definitely hits me near and dear to my heart, and another one that's going to hit you, Taryn Daly, near and dear to your heart. So today is Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day.
Yeah.
I should have swung by Lick Ice Cream and people got some ice cream to bring in.
That place is unbelievable. We do still have some here?
Oh, it's breakfast time, bitches.
In.
Let's make it happen. But for you, Taryn Daly, I'm willing to give you a pass.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if you're still doing this for your New Year's resolution, but today is Drink the Wine Day.
Oh, Nash. Okay. Well, if it's a holiday, I must observe it. So I'll have to go back on my goals of not drinking wine during the week.
I don't know about you guys, but what the hell is going on with all these airplanes right now? It's like making me think, do I ever want to travel again, or should I just do everything on the ground?
We'll just drive.
Yeah, we'll just drive wherever we want to go. We'll just drive, or maybe we'll get on a boat. I don't know about what's going on. But Delta Airlines plane carrying 80 passengers. Did you see the picture of this plane that was flipped upside down over at the Toronto airport?
Bananas.
Insane. They're saying it's because of of some strong winds that played a role in the incident. The runway was temporarily closed. There's a bunch of people that were injured. 3 people were in critical condition, although they believe that none of them are going to be life-threatening. But still, what an absolute scare for all the people that were on that plane.
One of the passengers on that Delta plane, of course, pulled out the phone and started to record during their evacuation process where they were being put out onto the runway in freezing cold conditions. This is what it sounded like.
It's not playing? I got it up.
Oh.
It's up. I got it up.
Yeah, no.
Yay.
Should we reenact it?
Yeah, go ahead. Please reenact it for us.
Brr, it's freezing.
The plane.
The plane, look out, the plane.
What's going on?
Apparently our computers are completely broken. Here, maybe it'll work this way.
Toronto. We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site. Upside down. Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off. Some stuff going on.
So do you think he recorded that just for himself, or was he going to send it to somebody?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe send it? I probably would.
It just sounded like audio and like a clip from like the TV show Lost.
And well, just listening to that makes my heart palpitate.
Yeah.
That's so scary. There was another passenger on the plane. His name, John Nelson from Minnesota. He described what it was like to be in that plane, hanging upside down after the crash.
Skidded like on our side and then flipped over on our back. Where we ended up, there was like a big fireball out the left side of the plane.
Oh, hard pass. What the hell is going on here?
So scary.
We kind of let ourselves go and fell to hit the ceiling, which is surreal feeling. And then everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell like jet fuel.
Yikes. It's a miracle that nobody was killed in that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, when I saw the picture, like, oh, that's not a good sign. The plane is freaking upside down.
Yeah.
I have great news for our friend Sarah.
What?
I immediately thought about you because there's rumors that are swirling that Bravo's The Real Housewives franchise might be coming to Seattle, Washington.
No way. Are you serious?
We're going to rescind her Survivor application and we're going for Real Housewives of Seattle.
But don't you have to be rich?
You do. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I for sure. I'm too young
You're
to
working
be
with
on
us. That's
that,
not gonna
by the
happen.
way. Yeah, I'm not a housewife. Thank you.
Well, you're trying to be.
I'm trying to be, but I'm not.
Who the hell is going to be on this show?
I don't know, but that's so cool.
I would actually watch at least a few episodes just because I watch anything that involves Seattle at least once.
And we would have to find out where they were filming and just like all stalk them and try to be in the background.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Now, again, this is just a rumor, so don't get too excited.
I'm too excited.
Bravo hasn't confirmed anything yet, but there was like a post by a local party planner organizing an event for a cast member that was filming in the city. So that's when the rumors all started up that, oh, this could be happening. Real Housewives of Seattle.
Yeah.
Hey, as far as weather, it's going to be 43 degrees. We got a clear day today. The DMV is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, and that's what's up.
There are a few more bands that have been added to this upcoming Black Sabbath final show, and there's one Seattle rock legend who's talking about why his band is doing it. You'll hear from him at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains was on the Rock Feed podcast, and he was chatting about being invited to be part of the big Black Sabbath reunion, the Back to the Beginning charity concert, which will be the last time anyone gets to see Ozzy perform, because he's calling it quits. And this is him talking about the importance of Ozzy to Alice in Chains.
Well, we've had a long history with Ozzy, and we're all obviously big Black Sabbath and Ozzy fans, and Alice got a pretty good opportunity early in our career to go out on the road with those guys and open with them for some time. I think longer than we expected. They kept asking us to do more legs, and we're like, hell yeah, we're in. And we got a bass player out of the deal too, and Mike Inez not long after we left too. So.
I forgot about the fact that Mike was playing with Ozzy before Alice in Chains, and then when everything went down with Mike Starr, that's how they found Mike.
So wild.
Ozzy's a sweetheart of a guy. I'm really stoked myself to see it. Trying to do those songs justice, learning a couple of cool tunes to play for the show. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
The show's on July 5th. Are we going? Are we doing a field trip?
I wish I could afford to go. I did see they added like Guns N' Roses, Tool, Jason Momoa, so now 7 women are actually going to attend this concert, which is pretty exciting. But a lot of people are like, dude, this is going to be great. What a great celebration of Black Sabbath. What a great celebration of Ozzy. And then I just saw on social media, shockingly, a lot of people were like, well, if I was going to go on now, I'd be very pissed, because they're saying Ozzy's not going to be doing much. And we talked about that. I was like, he can barely stand. I can't imagine him doing more than a couple of songs and then just kind of being there.
Yeah, I think they refer to it as bits and pieces is what he'll be doing. So, it'll be a lot of, I think, people paying homage and a lot of rotating singers and things of that nature.
Fred Durst is going to be there.
Then we're definitely going.
Yeah. But I did see that, some people are upset. If I'm going to go, I want to see Ozzy perform. I'm like, the guy is not doing well. And it's starting to sound more and more like this is our last chance to say goodbye on a big public level to Ozzy Osbourne and show him love. And I think that's why a lot of these bands are just like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to get down there. Even if you just need me for a half a song to play guitar on this part, let me know what you want. I want to be there for Ozzy, because Ozzy's so well loved amongst the rock, not just amongst rock fans, but the rock community.
Well, he's been in not great health for a very long time. Even before the Parkinson's diagnosis, he had that terrible ATV accident. So he's all filled up with rods and plates and, screws and things of that nature. And then the Parkinson's on top of that, his body is not going to allow him to do more than the bits and pieces.
And I did see some people taking shots at Sharon. There was one, it's very dark humor, but it did get a little bit okay, that's kind of clever that someone took the movie poster for Weekend at Bernie's and it said Weekend at Ozzy's. And it said Ozzy in the wheelchair, and they superimposed Sharon Osbourne's head on it. And I'm just like, all right, that's a very clever way to use Photoshop, but probably not a very good taste.
Well, they said he can't even walk right now.
I know.
Is he gonna be in that cool ass Ozzy throne? Do you know what I'm talking about? That big black, it kind of looks like the Game of Thrones throne.
I got to imagine they're going to do it up as big as possible and as metal as possible, but it is still kind of a heartbreaker that, then there's part of you that's wondering, will he even be able to by the time this concert happens? I mean, it's not like there's no guarantee on how his health is going to be. I'm not saying him passing, just he could be just physically unable to even just go out there and say hi to anybody.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Ozzy.
No, I haven't either. He's definitely the artist that I kicked myself. I had plenty of opportunities, and I kept saying, next time.
Yeah.
Next time. There'll be another time. And I've been doing that for 20 years.
I mean, I still believe Ozzy Osbourne may be immortal, but sounds like this is the last shot. And I am also sad that I've never had the chance to see him. So this leads us to want to ask a question of our rockaholics. Who are you glad that you got to see in concert before they called it quits? Inspired by Ozzy and Black Sabbath playing this one final show. 206-803-ROCK. Whether it was a big farewell tour, maybe a one-night-only reunion, or a band that you just knew would not last very long.
Velvet Revolver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Twice.
Oh, now you're just bragging, Steve.
That's what's up.
We want to hear your stories. Who are you glad you got to see in concert before they called it quits? 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Scorpions.
The Daily Migs Show.
Maybe it was a farewell tour. Maybe it was a one-night-only reunion, or a band that you just knew was not going to stand the test of time. Who are you glad you got to see in concert before they called it quits? 206-803-ROCK. Joe from Edmonds, you are going to the Ozzy show first and foremost. We got to talk about this.
I am, yes. I feel super lucky.
Oh, dude, so when you saw that this show was happening, was it just like, okay, I don't care. I know it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to get there, but I'm going?
Exactly, yeah. And I got in on the artist pre-sale. I feel so lucky because there's only 1,900 people in front of me when I got in there. Everything was wide open. I just got the gold circle ticket in the very, very front. And, I got my plane and my hotel and everything, and I'm going.
Dude, you're going to, I don't know if you have a bucket list of bands that you want to see, but I feel like you're going to be able to cross off an entire bucket list worth of bands just in that concert alone.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
You'll have to give us a recap on the other side of it.
Besides Sabbath, though, who are you excited to see?
Well, I've seen most of them. I've seen Tool, GNR. I've seen Slayer. I've seen Pantera. So I'm mostly stoked about Sabbath.
Sabbath, yeah, okay.
That's so awesome. And what other bands did you get to see before they called it quits?
Well, my favorite concert I think I've ever been to was Lollapalooza '96, where Soundgarden and the Ramones both played, and both of them are not around anymore. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at. We have a lot of texts, and I would put anything Chris Cornell related. I'm so glad I got to experience. Somebody texted in and said Temple of the Dog, which was pretty. I know you were there as well, Taryn.
Oh my God, that would be probably number one on my list.
And
so
then,
magical.
And even seeing Soundgarden, I never got to see them before they kind of took that super long hiatus, and then eventually they got back together, and getting to see Soundgarden again was pretty special. And then Audio Slave. Really, anything with Chris Cornell on vocals, I'm so glad I got to see.
Hashtag blessed.
Okay, that's
206-803-ROCK. Aaron from Lake Stevens, who are you glad you got to see before they called it quits?
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing good, Aaron.
Awesome, guys. Hey, back in 94, 95, right around that era, I got to sit outside the Moore Theater and wait in the freezing to see Mad Season.
Ooh, wow! So
yeah.
With Lane on vocal, did you ever see Alice in Chains with Lane on vocals?
I never got to see Alice in Chains, and I won't use the word, but yeah, I was bummed, man. So I did get to see.
No, getting to see Mad Season with Lane and McCready and the rest of that band is just like that. Must have been a haunting experience. I've heard stories about that Moore Theater show.
It is, and you know what? I actually have the VHS of that show.
Nice. That's rad.
Yeah.
No,
it was awesome, you guys. It was a chill concert. It was just, you know how they are. Their music was just like. I felt it was soothing, man. It just kind of, it's kind of hit you, and it was just killer to sit back and to listen to that many amazing artists.
Well, yeah, going to see Mad Season. You're not going to rage.
No,
you're
going to appreciate, soak it all in.
Yeah, I feel like that's a band. Like it's not going to you're not going to leave all hype. Let's go to the bars afterwards. Probably like let's go home and let's reflect on what we just watched.
You want to have a hug first?
Pretty much.
206-803-ROCK. Pogie from Tacoma. Who are you glad you got to see before they called it quits?
I am so glad I got to see Blind Melon open up for Pearl Jam and Neil Young at the Gorge Labor Day weekend, 1993.
Pogie, I'm very jealous of you. Blind Melon's one of those bands.
15 years old.
15. That's a band I would love to go in a time machine and go get to see live. I absolutely love Blind Melon.
Well, I'm really jealous that you two got to see Temple of the Dog. I've seen Chris Cornell in all his other incarnations many times, but never got to see Temple of the Dog. Never got to see Lane with Alice in Chains.
Same.
And that Mad Season show, I remember being at a buddy's house, and two of my buddies went. One didn't have a ticket, and he ended up, was trying to get a ticket from a scalper. And the scalper handed him the ticket, and then he wouldn't take the money. So my buddy actually ended up getting it in for free. And when he told me that, I was just like, no, I missed it. I used to wake up to that album every day in high school, like my junior and senior year. It was "Wake Up, Young Man."
Time to wake up. And also, quick side note, that's the worst scalper of all time. But also the greatest scalper of all time.
Free 99, baby.
Right? How much you want for this? Nothing. I'm willing to give you $500. I don't want any of it. Take the ticket.
Kevin from Everett, you got to see Ozzy at Welcome to Rockville. What year was this?
Oh, it was probably 6 or 7 years back.
And how was the vibe? How was the show?
Oh, it was awesome. I was actually one of the guys who would catch the crowd surfers. So I was up there.
Not all heroes wear capes, because sometimes you see these videos of people not catching the crowd surfers. And you're like, oh, come on, guys. You got to put your arm up.
I got them. So Wild played guitar for them, and it was amazing.
And how was Ozzy? Health-wise, how did Ozzy seem to be doing at that point?
Oh, he sounded great. He said he was never going to die. He's going to always play music, and I believed him.
Well, I mean, I think we still kind of believe him, even with like all the health issues. You're like, he's still going to show up. He's still going to be there.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think he's like, but he might still outlive all of us.
Yeah.
Rockaholics, how would you like a shot at beating Steve this morning? He has a current record of 44 wins, 24 losses, and 11 ties in 2025. You got some ground to make up, Rockaholics. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show. Daily Migs Show.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Look, we're all human. We push-pull doors, we blow on ice cream to cool it down, and sometimes we forget to check our blind spots. That's why the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid offers class-leading advanced safety features. Like an available blind spot view monitor, which shows you a live video feed of your blind spots. Because the Tucson Hybrid is made for humans who are just that, human. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Craig from Bothell is. Craig, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Craig has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
O is the symbol for what chemical element?
Oxygen.
Correct. What is the technical term for a lie detector test?
Pass.
What series is bringing back Belinda in their 3rd season, which just dropped?
Pass.
Which famous Roman leader introduced the leap year?
Caesar.
Yes. Calamari is typically made from what?
Squid.
Correct. Dartmouth College is in what U.S. state?
Pennsylvania.
No.
Maryland.
No.
Connecticut.
No. In the Legend of Zelda series, what is the name of the main protagonist?
Repeat.
In the Legend of Zelda series, what is the name of the main protagonist?
Pass.
What Mark Twain novel follows the adventures of a young boy along the Mississippi River?
Tom Sawyer.
Yes. What is the world's fastest growing plant?
Bamboo.
Correct. Should I give him the Tom Sawyer one?
Sure.
Why not?
I'm feeling generous today.
Craig, you got 5 correct then.
Danny does not look happy with our choice.
Of course I'm not happy with your choice.
I mean...
Team listener.
Team Craig. Team Craig.
I'm just going to say, Steve, they're trying to screw you. When aren't they?
That's true.
That's fair, yeah.
Steve, are you ready?
Wait. No.
Oh.
It's not playing? Oh, wait. Maybe that one has to.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
You know what? Maybe I'm not ready to play.
I don't think you are.
It's been a long weekend.
O is the symbol for what chemical element?
Oxygen.
Correct.
Clearly not enough in between my
What
ears.
is the technical term for a lie detector test?
Polygraph test.
Correct. What series is bringing back Belinda in their 3rd season, which just dropped?
I don't know. Yellowstone?
No.
I'm trying to think of what show you watch right now. That maybe it would be Queen's Gambit.
No. What?
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
No. Which famous Roman leader introduced the leap year?
Julius Caesar?
Wow, correct. Calamari is typically made from what?
Squid.
You know it. Dartmouth College is in what U.S. state?
Virginia.
No. Nice confidence.
New Hampshire.
Wow, correct. Whoa. In the Legend of Zelda series, what is the name of the main protagonist?
Princess Peach.
No, but I love her.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Link.
How do you know that?
My friend Chris played and I hated
Mark Twain novel follows the adventures of a young boy along the Mississippi River.
Isn't that Huckleberry Finn?
No.
Oh. Mark Twain.
Yes, Mark Twain made a novel called Mark Twain. Steve, you got 6 correct, though, which is a win, 6-5.
Let's go. Yes.
Craig, so close.
So close.
What Mark Twain novel follows the adventures of a young boy along the Mississippi River?
Are you sure it's not Mark Twain?
I'm sure. Craig said Tom Sawyer, and I gave it to him, even though the full title is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. One you didn't get to, what is the world's fastest growing plant?
Bamboo.
Yes. And then what series is bringing back Belinda in the 3rd season, which just dropped? And a TV show I actually do not watch, but my friends were all about it. White Lotus.
Oh! Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't have got it if I didn't have the answer in front of me.
You could have asked me name a show with the word white in it, and I would have not gotten
I've never gotten it. Yeah. I hear it's a really good show, but we all wouldn't know.
The new season just came out on Sunday.
And Belinda's coming back, I guess.
Apparently so.
It
And
was
you know
big news.
what else happened on Sunday? The SNL 50 special, Steve Migs.
Yes, it did.
Did you watch a little bit of it?
I watched some of it, yes. I did it like most people do nowadays. I didn't watch it on TV. I just caught all the clips on YouTube and on social media.
Yeah, it's so convenient. Well, if you did watch the SNL 50 special, we have a simple question that we would like to ask you. 206-803-ROCK. Call in now so we can ask you a very simple question about the SNL 50 show. 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show. The Daily Migs Show.
Over the weekend, NBC's SNL 50, it drew 14.8 million viewers of that anniversary special. That was a 202% increase from the regular season average.
And that doesn't even include then all the streaming that's been going on. Because after the fact, I feel like a lot of people were posting yesterday saying a lot of people had yesterday off. And I saw a lot of my friends were on social media saying, I'm finally catching up on Peacock with the SNL special.
It was a long one. It was the most watched primetime entertainment telecast in the last 5 years. So we watched it. Enjoyed it thoroughly, I think.
You enjoyed it?
I loved it.
I was saying, thank you, or do you know?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I didn't watch it. I ended up reading an article in the New York Times, because that's what I do, of course, is read the New York. No, my friend posted a New York Times article. I clicked on it, and then it had like some of the highlights, and I watched all the highlights that were on there, and I was like, there's some real fun stuff. Like Debbie Downer was great.
Oh my gosh, she was awesome.
I think the highlight for me, though, there was a lot of highlights. Adam Sandler's performance.
I loved that. It made me tear up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but when all of a sudden he started singing about, actually I do have a clip of that, when he started singing about Chris Farley and Norm Macdonald, I was like, man, he basically paid tribute to everybody that's been a part of Saturday Night Live in this very Bruce Springsteen-esque type of a song.
45 years of Lord, 6 years of our boy Farley, 5 of our buddy Noel.
It's giving me goosebumps right now. What the hell, man? I don't need
50 years of one of us getting to say live from New York, it's Saturday night. 50 years of standing on home base, waving goodnight and goodbye. 50 years of the best times of our lives.
I have to say that when I'm watching him perform, I'm still waiting for him to talk about, Sloppy Joes and Hanukkah songs.
Right?
But the one thing I thought was really fun was John Mulaney. He jumped up there during the opening monologue with Steve Martin, and he said something that I kind of want to see if you guys know the answer to. And here's part of his monologue.
Over the course of 50 years, 894 people have hosted Saturday Night Live, and it amazes me that only 2 of them have committed murder.
I feel like one is a no-brainer, but do you know both?
I think I only know one.
Which one?
OJ?
OJ is correct.
All right.
Wow. Anyone else know?
No.
Right? I was just like, I had to Google it.
Honestly, I've never been a big Saturday Night Live fan, so I didn't even know OJ hosted.
I didn't know either, but I was like, it has to be OJ, because I'm sure he did it at some point, because he was like a pop culture icon before he did some other things to make him a pop culture icon. Robert Blake. I know.
Like who?
He was an actor. But apparently he also was, back in 1982, he was, oddly enough, talk about OJ, he was charged but also acquitted, just like OJ, in the shooting death of his wife.
Wow.
And he was not found guilty by a jury, but he was found liable in a civil wrongful death lawsuit. And he died back in 2023. He was an old school actor.
Okay.
That was kind of crazy, I thought, though.
Well, when it comes to the SNL 50 anniversary special, we have a simple question we would like to ask our listeners. Let's start with Matt on I-5, who I understand watched all of the 3 hours of the programming. Our simple question to you, Matt, what did you think of it, and what was the highlight for you?
I very, very much enjoyed it. I didn't start watching Saturday Night Live until I was a teenager, so 92, 93, to age myself. Anyway, my favorite part one of my favorite parts was Eddie Murphy pretending to be Tracy Morgan was freaking hilarious.
Matt, it was so great because he's playing Tracy Morgan in a skit right next to Tracy Morgan, who's playing somebody else.
It was amazing.
And that was the Black Jeopardy skit?
Yes, it was.
And here's Eddie Murphy.
Now, wait a minute, Tracy, don't you already have a lot of money?
Well, you gotta have a lot of money if you're gonna live like I live. I eat 4-cheese lasagna. If they only got 3 cheeses, I ain't eating it.
So great.
206-803-ROCK, our simple question to Robert from Marysville. What did you think of SNL 50 and what was the highlight for you?
Oh, I enjoyed it. And I'm old enough, I was watching since the first season.
Wow. And you know what?
It was nice to see the old school. I loved Lorraine Newman's bit and Garrett Morris doing the introduction. I remember watching that John Belushi bit, the film thing where he was the last one to survive.
Yep.
I'm watching that the first time it aired and thinking, how ironic that he was the first to go of the original cast.
You know what I thought was cool is that on their YouTube page, SNL's YouTube page, they put the very first episode up for people to watch now. It's up there. It's in a sea of now SNL 50 clips that are up as well. But if you just scroll down for a little bit, it's a relatively new post from them. And I was like, that's a cool way to kind of get ready for this event.
Absolutely.
And there was a lot of love for the original cast members throughout the entire night.
Yes. Miguel from Burien, what was the highlight for you when it comes to SNL 50 from over the weekend?
Hey, you guys already said it was the Black Jeopardy, the Eddie Murphy playing Tracy Morgan.
I just love it. At one point, they go to Tracy Morgan, and the host is just like, you guys look like you might know each other. And the real Tracy Morgan's like, yeah, I don't see any kind of resemblance. What you're talking about? I was like, that was so funny.
And the big surprise was when they all of a sudden, Tom Hanks came back on there playing, I forget what his name was there, but because he was on there before.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they kind of redid the whole scene that they did before. Man, the whole thing was all good. Just, some of the skits were like out there. But I will say this, and I might have missed it. I didn't see no mention of Mr. Bill.
I'm not sure if they did either. I mean, I didn't even think about
Mr.
that.
Bill. Yeah.
Or what was it? The cat, the Toonses? Do you remember the cat that would always drive off a cliff?
I don't remember that one either.
No, I sound like I'm on a weird acid trip. You don't remember that skit?
No.
Where was this cat? And it was like they were always ending with him driving off of a cliff in a car.
Oh,
it was so
geez.
stupid. Somebody texted it and said, my favorite skit from the SNL 50 was the Les Mis style musical about moving to New York City. That was
so
the
funny.
John Mulaney's kind of
Yes.
From Jeff in Tacoma. I think one of the best parts of that was Adam Driver. He was playing a hot dog. Singing a song with a bag of heroin.
Hot dogs and heroin.
Yeah, hot dogs and heroin, talking about New York City in the 70s. And it just kind of kept going. Danny, you would have loved the skit because, I also had members of I know you just recently saw Hamilton. Oh, yeah. And there was a lot of nods to Hamilton, including, was it Lin-Manuel
Miranda?
Yep. Yeah.
You got it right.
And he was
Look
in
at me.
his full Hamilton garb
That's
too.
awesome.
It was so stupid, but that was a really fun bit.
On the heels of Valentine's Day, Steve Migs, what would you consider to be the greatest breakup song of all time?
My first thought would be Led Zeppelin's Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, because it's pretty damn straight to the point.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, I'm out. Deuces.
I would say You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette.
That's a good one, too.
Well, Migs, you want to put us to the test of the greatest breakup songs of all time? Is that correct?
Yes.
You're going to quiz us?
And I feel like this might be the toughest one yet of when we've done these track by tracks.
Oh, bring it on.
Yeah.
We're doing it at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yep.
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
According to a recent survey, about 7% of adults break up on Valentine's Day in the United States, right?
Unless you're so disappointed in whatever the gift or the plans were for Valentine's Day. Maybe it was like the final straw, but that just seems like the worst time to do it.
On the day.
Yeah.
But an additional 12% say that they will break up just before or just after. And then, Migs, you decided because of this recent survey that we needed to go through some of the greatest breakup songs in rock music history.
I just kind of like went through and saw a Google search of just like the greatest breakup songs in rock music, or rock adjacent at least. And I picked some of my favorite ones, and I decided to go track by track, break up the songs, isolate all the instruments, and start playing it and just kind of build the song up again and see if you could guess what the song is.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like the first one might be pretty easy for all three of you.
All right.
But we'll see. So if you know it, just kind of just say you know it. But let's just see if the people who don't know it can figure it out. Okay, you ready for the first one? One of the greatest breakup songs of all time.
Yes.
All right, we'll start off with the bass. Here we go. Danny, you feeling it? No. All right, little drums. I'm actually shocked that Taryn hasn't figured it out yet. All right, guitar.
Don't tell me
there we go. In my opinion, this is like the most savage breakup song of all time because it's about her bassist that she was in a band with. So for the rest of their entire musical career, whenever they were playing that song, it was a reminder of how awful he was.
And that would probably be in like the top 3 No Doubt songs of all time. Like they're playing that at every show. There's no escaping it.
I would say that's their top one, though.
Yeah.
That's the one that
what about Spiderwebs, guys? Come on.
Okay. It's not quite crazy. So yeah, that song is about the heartbreak and emotional turmoil that comes with the end of a relationship. It's about when two people realize they can no longer stay together, but one person is still in denial.
Deep.
Now, was it the bassist that was in denial, or was it her that was in denial?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I don't even know.
All right, let's try our next one. Any ideas so far on what song this is?
No.
A little bass. It's a rock song. Come on! I bet you play this at emo night, Danny.
I hate everything about you.
Bam!
Let's go,
Sarah. This song captures the paradox of simultaneously hating and loving someone.
It's right there in the title. Savage.
I feel like that's like every relationship in their 20s.
I literally was just thinking of this. This was like all of my ex-boyfriends.
Right.
I love you, but I hate you.
I can't freaking stand you.
Ugh.
Let's write a song about it.
Ouch.
All right. I feel like, Taryn, you better know this one. All right, little drums.
She's dancing.
You need some guitar?
Yes.
I'll give you some guitar right now. Danny, no?
Oh. It's Atlantis. It's Atlantis.
To remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair.
I love that you said this was like before we started the segment, you said, oh yeah, it's Alanis Morissette's the greatest breakup song, and you couldn't figure that out.
That was hard for me.
The song is sung from the perspective of someone who's been left for someone else and confronting their ex with feelings of hurt and resentment.
And didn't she write
in a
this
movie theater
about Dave Coulier?
He was one. Apparently, from the interviews I remember reading about this, he wasn't the only person she was singing about, but there are parts that are definitely about him and then other past relationships that she was in. But he gets all the credit.
It's a jam.
In the movie theater.
Of course.
All right, one more for funsies.
Okay.
All right, let's see if you can figure this one out. This is an iconic rock song.
Oh, God.
Tip of your tongue?
Yes.
So far, Sarah's gotten them all right. Do you need some guitar?
Yes.
Oh, Bon Jovi. Bam, Danny. You give love a bad name. The lyrics describe the pain of falling for someone who appears to be perfect, but turns out to be dishonest and untrustworthy.
I mean, that cuts deep. You give love a bad name.
So happy post-Valentine's Day.
Well, speaking of Valentine's Day, last week we got a call from a lady named Sarah about the unusual thing that she had planned for Valentine's Day.
I discovered this year is the 20th anniversary of Hump Fest, and the first day is on Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry, did you say Hemp Fest?
No, Hump Fest.
Like H-U-M-P?
Correct.
So what is Hump Fest, and how did it go? We're going to check in with Sarah after Puddle of Mud.
The Daily Migs Show.
Last week, we asked, what next level out of the ordinary plans do you have for Valentine's Day? And we ended up getting this call from Sarah about Hump Fest.
I discovered this year is the 20th anniversary of Hump Fest, and the first day is on Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry, did you say Hemp Fest?
No, Hump Fest.
Like H-U-M-P?
Correct. It is an amateur porn film festival. So you're sitting in a theater with a bunch of people watching amateur porn. Let me just say that Rule 34 is real.
Rule 34?
If it's out there, you can make a porn out of it.
Oh, my God.
Just be ready to feel educated and uncomfortable.
Says it's 20 years and going hard. Hump Fest.
Oh, my gosh. Great news. We have Sarah from Edwidge on the phone as a follow-up on our call last week. Sarah, we are so excited to hear all about Hump Fest, the 20th anniversary.
Gosh, good morning.
Good morning.
Sarah, do you feel educated and uncomfortable after this weekend?
I mean, honestly, that's also my job in general, so it's not a new feeling to me.
Okay, fair. So how was Hump Fest?
It was a sold-out show at the 9 o'clock where I went.
Okay, sold out is how many people do you think?
150, 200 people. I'm really bad at that. Could have been more.
No, I'm terrible at guessing like sizes of crowds. I'm like, yeah, there's at least a couple hundred. Like there was 70 people here. I'm like, okay, I'm clearly just bad at counting. So here's my question for you. So it's an amateur adult film festival where people make these films and then everybody in the theater watches them. At any point, did anyone get so uncomfortable that they had to get up and leave?
I believe so. It could have been a bathroom trip, but everyone is encouraged if you see something that is just not what you're into to please just step out and then come back in. The movies are a maximum of 5 minutes.
And how many movies did you get to watch in the time that you were there?
Oh, my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
That's a lot of adult content.
Sure.
23. It was 23.
All right, and do this as tactfully as possible, I ask of you. What were some of the highlights?
I personally really love the ones that are just out there and silly.
Yeah.
So the Camp Baloney might have been one of my favorites. And then the adaptation of Little Shop of Horrors.
I'd imagine it was horrors instead of horrors.
Yes, it was. And there was a lot more extra male appendages all at once than I wanted to see at one time.
Wow. Did you recognize anyone in the theater from their work on the screen?
I did not, but I also wasn't looking for it. So there is a very good possibility that some of the filmmakers and participants are in the audience.
So going back to Camp Bologna, do they have merchandise? Because I feel like I need a T-shirt that says Camp Bologna on it.
I mean, I'm sure if you wanted to, you could make your own. I did not see any merchandise, though. However, in the theater, they did have different items and pieces from past films as some sort of a Hump Fest museum.
Wow, cool.
Artifacts, if you will.
I mean, after 20 years, I'm sure there's just been lots of like iconic moments that have happened at these festivals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I after finding it out for the first time last year, my husband and I plan on going to as many of them as we can.
Oh, that answers my question. I was wondering, did your husband have a good time? And that answers my question.
We always do. And we were actually hoping Sarah was going to be able to get tickets so we could turn our double date into a triple date. No sharesies, just hanging out and having a great time.
Next year, we're there.
And Sarah, you ran it by George, you ran it by George, and he was in.
Yes.
I mean, reluctantly, but he was in.
He was in. I convinced him we were going to go Saturday. We bought tickets, and then my bitch ass ended up puking and feeling terrible.
Oh, no.
So we didn't actually make it, but we were going to.
That might not be the best place to go if you're like feeling a little queasy.
No, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
That would ruin the whole
I
film.
think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah,
next year.
Thank you for giving us the recap, and maybe next year we have to take a show field trip to Hump Fest.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would be happy to join you guys or have you guys join our group.
Yeah.
Awesome, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Danny, you and I had plans. We can't make it.
Well, and you keep saying next year. This goes on till March 15th.
Yeah, this is a festival that just keeps giving.
It's every weekend.
Yeah.
I think we could have some show bonding.
Aww.
I feel like we've bonded enough in the past year, to be honest with you. I don't know if I necessarily want to watch adult films with you guys, or with anyone for that matter, other than my significant other.
Sarah, I know you're in. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? He has a record of 45 wins, 24 losses, and 11 ties in 2025. 206-803-ROCK is the number, and we play Beat Migs at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex lotion tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
The brand new Grand Casino in Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino in Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know George from Everett is. George, are you there?
I'm here and ready.
Yeah, I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
All right.
For those playing at home, George has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Isosceles, equilateral, and scalene are all types of what?
Triangles.
Correct. What is the coldest state in the U.S.?
The coldest?
Yes.
Alaska.
Correct. What boy group recently announced their intro to millennium residency at the Sphere?
Excuse me? Pass.
Which iconic video game character can inhale enemies and gain their powers?
Super Mario.
No.
I'm going to pass on that one, too.
Which chemical element has the symbol PT?
Plutonium.
No.
Platinum.
Yes. Who played Mickey Knox in the 90s movie Natural Born Killers?
Woody Harrelson.
Correct. What facial feature was artist Frida known for?
Her eyebrows.
Correct. Who plays Nick Fury in the Avengers films?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes. Iris and Violet are birth flowers for what month?
April.
No. George, you got 6 correct.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I think it's going to be a close one.
I agree.
Are you rooting for George?
All right, well, maybe Migs will tank this one for me.
That's what I'm hoping, George.
I hope so, too. He's kind of off his game, so you never know. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah! That's my game. I won the last one.
It was very close, though.
Win's a win. That's all that matters.
Isosceles, equilateral, and scalene are all types of what?
Triangles.
You know it.
On my game.
What is the coldest state in the U.S.?
Alaska.
Yes. What boy group recently announced their Into the Millennium residency at the Sphere?
I mean, you'd have to pay me to go, but it's the Backstreet Boys.
I know you want to see them. Which iconic video game character can inhale their enemies and gain their powers?
Which iconic? Pac-Man?
No.
Halo?
No.
Yoshi?
No. Which chemical element has the symbol PT?
Potassium.
No.
Protein.
No.
Pint.
No. Who played Mickey Knox in the 90s movie Natural Born Killers?
Woody Harrelson.
Correct. What
He was
facial
great in
feature
SNL, too.
was artist Frida known for?
Huh?
What facial feature was artist Frida known for?
Nose?
No.
Mouth?
No.
Ear?
No. Who plays Nick Fury in the Avengers films?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Correct. Iris and Violet are the birth flowers for what month?
I'm going to say February.
Correct. And with that, Steve, you got 6 correct, which is a tie, 6-6.
Good game, George.
Hey, you too.
If only he knew the Backstreet Boys were going to the Sphere.
I would go in a heartbeat.
Would you really? See, I feel like my brother's going to have to go. His wife, my sister-in-law, is a massive boy band freak. Like, she
then
loves
absolutely.
all the boy bands. And I see him constantly posting on Facebook at different boy band concerts. Even like somebody's like 98 Degrees and O-Town type thing.
He better start saving now.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I guarantee he will post something on Facebook where he's like, in Vegas for the Backstreet Boys.
I'm kind of jealous. Does anyone know the iconic video character can inhale enemies and gain their powers?
Is it Kirby?
It is.
Boom.
Nice job.
I'm on my game, Steve.
Yeah. Well, you tied, so you're kind of on your game, so congrats.
Thanks.
206-803-ROCK is our phone number, and we know that we have a lot of transplants in the state of Washington, so we want to hear from you if you are a Washington transplant. Tell us about your hometown, where you're from, and why you love it so much. 206-803-ROCK. We're bringing this up because a member of this show just got a very cool tattoo to celebrate their hometown, and we're going to chat about that and take your calls after Lincoln Park.
The Daily Migs Show.
Washington is home to many transplants, so we want to hear from you. We want you to tell us about your hometown, where you're from, why you love it there so much. 206-803-ROCK. And we're bringing this up because our boy Danny B just got back from New Mexico, and while you were down there, you got a new tattoo.
I did. My leg is still spicy from it,
Can I slap it?
Oh, God.
I hear that helps with the itching.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
good
it's a
slap.
healing process,
It's funny
for sure.
because Danny texted me a picture of the tattoo, and it's awesome. It looks so freaking good. But my response was, that looks awesome. Does it have something to do with New Mexico? Because I had no idea what the hell was going on in it, because it looks like a skyline.
Yeah.
But definitely not a Seattle skyline.
Yeah, of course. No, not many mountains. Well, I mean, I guess there are mountain and rivers here, but not necessarily Seattle specific.
Right.
But yeah, of course, I got the chili ristra. It's a red chili ristra, which if you go to New Mexico, they're everywhere. They string up red chilies and they put them like on doors and everything like that. And that's always been like a New Mexico thing for me. And I've always wanted a chili ristra tattoo because I thought it would look really cool.
It does look really cool. For a second, I thought you were a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
That too. No. Then the funny thing was, like, he hit me up. My tattoo artist there hit me up the night before and was like, "Hey, this is look cool." And I was like, "Yeah, can we also throw the Zia symbol, which is on the New Mexico flag, and that's the circle with the I don't know how to explain it. It has little 4 things on each side of it." And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And he did it in the turquoise, which is the state gem. And then I get there and he shows me the picture of it, and it has the Sandia Mountains, which are home to Albuquerque, and the Rio Grande River inside of it. And it just, I like almost like teared up just seeing it. I was like, this is amazing.
Does it make you want to move back to New Mexico?
I mean, okay, let's not go crazy.
Okay, yeah.
So out of curiosity, are the red chilies, is that like a symbol of like good luck or something? Or
You know what? I honestly don't know if there's a meaning behind them. I just know that they've done it forever. My grandma always had red chili, red chili ristra in her front, or like her front porch, and it just is so New Mexico to me that I couldn't think of anything else that I
That's
wanted.
awesome.
Yeah,
it looks dope. 206-803-ROCK. Now we want to chat with our Rockaholics, our transplants. Will from Puyallup. Where are you from originally?
Rogers, Arkansas.
And what happens in Rogers, Arkansas? Tell us about your hometown.
The very first Walmart store was built there.
Oh,
store number 1.
That's amazing.
And I was a half hour north of Fayetteville, Arkansas, which has the coolest mascot of all time, a Razorback hog.
Yeah. Did you ever see Razorback hogs in real life?
Feral hogs, yes.
So it's like one of those like that small town vibe there, like where everybody knows everybody and is in everybody's business?
Yeah, pretty much.
Love it. Thank you, Will. 206-803-ROCK. Matthew from Woodinville. You're originally from Ketchikan, Alaska. What kinds of things did you do in Ketchikan?
Which school? Work. No, outdoor stuff, of course.
Yeah.
Alaska stuff, We had kegers and parties, too. And we just, it's not too much different, except for it's very outdoorsy, of course, and more laid back in a slower world. Lower 48's really crazy. It's just more casual up there for sure.
Which is kind of funny because when I came here from New York, everything was so fast paced. So it's kind of like the opposite where he's like probably came to Seattle. It's like, wow, everything's moving a lot quicker. Whereas when I came here, I remember like a random person on the streets of Seattle. I'll never forget this. I was going to work at a temp job and I'm power walking through people and I get to the stop sign and I'm waiting and I'm getting ready to go. And this person looks at me and goes, what do you in a rush to get to? And I was like, excuse me? Like, what do you in a rush to get to? And I'm like, to work. And they go, why? And it kind of wrecked my world for a second. I'm like, you're right. Why am I in such a hurry to go to a temp job that I hate? And it was like that moment where I was like, oh man, everything's a lot quicker where I grew up and I need to kind of pull back a little bit and slow things down. And over the course of time now, when I go to New York, I'm like, this is way too fast. I can't handle this crap.
206-803-ROCK. Johnny Brown, you are originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tell us about your hometown.
Oh, Tulsa, Oklahoma is riddled with athletes. The sports scene in Oklahoma is off the charts. Football, baseball, wrestling, and all that good stuff. And I was lucky enough to have a group of guys I played sports with from second grade, and still to the day, we're friends. And I have created at Tulsa Driller Stadium, they are a AA affiliation of the Dodgers, and rented out Budweiser Terrace. We're all born in 1965, so we're all 60 this year. And I have created a birthday bash for everyone that has turned 60. And I've already got over 100 people showing up.
Whoa. That's awesome. So high school football big there too? Like, you always hear about Texas, but I mean, I know Oklahoma's big college football, but like, is high school like where people just pack out and go to the games?
I played in front of over 10,000 people every Friday night. What? Friday Night Lights was huge. I was at Tulsa Stadium, Skelly Stadium, where Steve Largent played his football. And actually, I was at a camp where Largent was a supervisor, a camp coordinator with Howard Twilley, who was place kicker for the Miami Dolphins. So Largent was at Tulsa. I went to the football camp, and I followed Largent everywhere. That is the best individual to do a work ethic from. He is, I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame.
That's awesome, Johnny Brown. Thanks, Coach.
Could you imagine performing, just playing a sport in high school in front of over 10,000 people? The ego that I would have. like I like to say I wouldn't, but in high school.
That's wild.
Right? Like you have people just going crazy, showing up, that many people strong to go see you play a sport.
I can tell you it was not like that in Stanwood, Washington.
No?
No.
Was there a couple hundred?
Yeah, probably.
Just you think about go to any kind of like high school sports, like when like family members like, hey, we're going to see this person in the family play, and it's like 50, 60, maybe 70 people, and you could tell like everyone's there just because they have to be there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Over the weekend, Nirvana reunited, and some people were very, very thrilled about this, Steve Migs, but others were not thrilled at all. They were pissed.
Angry.
So we're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Plumbing backs up and things get stinky. Call Pinky's.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
There was another Nirvana reunion over the weekend, this one featuring Post Malone on vocals.
This is the first time since they've gotten back together and done like these random one-offs that they've had a male singer.
True story. This was a cover for not a cover, I should say, a performance for SNL 50. They did Smells Like Teen Spirit, which I think was pretty awesome. And this is what it sounded like if you missed it.
It's just, I like it because it's raw. It sounds like, whenever I've seen live footage of them playing when Kurt was singing it, it was never perfect.
No.
And the only part that kind of bummed me out was the crowd that they were performing in front of, because it was just like a bunch of like celebrity stuffy people.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, this is a moment that I feel like an entire crowd of Nirvana fans, if this happened, because they don't cover Smells Like, they don't cover, but they haven't performed Smells Like Teen Spirit probably since Kurt passed, and I feel like an entire room of Nirvana fans would have lost their collective minds to see them perform that song live.
I agree completely.
So great, though.
So, of course, people on social media had to voice their opinions about how they felt, how that performance impacted their lives, Steve.
Yes.
So let's go straight to the comments.
Found a few of these comments, and we decided who better to read them than the man who hosted the SNL show, Jimmy Fallon.
Perfect.
Yeah, but of course, we don't have the real Jimmy Fallon because he's busy. So we have robot Jimmy Fallon filling in, and here are some of the comments about Nirvana's performance. Are you ready for the first comment?
Let's hear them.
All right.
Meh, we have artificial intelligence. Just do a hologram of Kurt. It would be less insulting, really.
I don't know why people are so upset about this. Post is a fan of Nirvana. He did an entire, during the pandemic, he did like an entire live performance with Travis Barker and some of his friends. And in fact, I think coming out soon for Record Store Day is going to be a 14-song cover record of Nirvana songs by Post Malone and Travis Barker from Blink-182.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is this dog shit? Who signed off on this?
Maybe the surviving members of Nirvana.
I think you might be right. I think Dave Grohl, Pat Smear, and Chris Novoselic were all up there having a great time performing with Post.
It was great.
Leave the goat alone. Post Malone is a culture vulture. First hip-hop, then country.
Wait, culture vulture?
That's a funny term right there.
I love that term. I want to be a culture vulture.
And y'all don't think he'd do the same to your beloved grunge legends? From what I can tell, literally no one likes this guy but soccer moms. No offense to the soccer moms, they have enough stress.
Okay, first of all, I'm a martial arts mom, okay? And yes, I love Post Malone.
And I'm a tap dance dad. Not really a huge fan of Post Malone, but I did like that performance.
Yeah.
Mainstream media continues...
I do like his Oreo cookies, though.
Oh.
Those are goats.
Mainstream media continues to force this guy down our throats while the world waits for them to wake up to the fact that this kid isn't just uncool, but also so far beyond over. Hashtag post-ma-lame.
Wow.
That sounded like a Terran joke, honestly.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. That person was very upset about that performance.
That was, really a lot.
Culture vultures.
Smells like Teen Spirit, more like smells like past due mortgage payments.
I did see a lot of people joking like, oh, Dave's divorce must be costing him a lot of money to be able to have to do this. I'm like, I don't think this has anything to do with money.
I think Dave's doing fine without this.
That being said, if they decide, because there was a lot of pictures of them afterwards and it seemed like a lot of love for each other, if they decide to hit the road and do a tour to celebrate the music of Nirvana, call it Post post Nirvana like Adam Sandler introduced them as, or even call them Nirvana. I don't care. Like, that's their call. I will be there in a heartbeat. I will drop whatever amount of money it's going to cost to be able to see that performance.
It would be so special to see the music continue in that way.
And I'm so happy to see the remaining members up there on stage having a good time together.
Oh, yeah.
Can people just learn to appreciate the OG and appreciate the present having fun with it? It's not that deep. Did you see the smile on the band's face?
Yep. That's
what it's all about.
I do like that part. It's not that deep. Like, we don't need to get to... Although I did like that a lot of people were very upset with the type of guitar that Post Malone was playing. Like, if he's going to do it, he at least should be playing a Fender, not a Les Paul.
Yeah, how dare he?
That's sacrilege.
People complaining, yet it sounds just as good as when Kurt performed live. LOL.
Someone who never saw them live but watched a lot of bootleg videos and VHS tapes that I shared amongst my friends. I mean, Nirvana was a powerhouse live just because it was chaos.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because his vocal takes were, like, on point.
You're absolutely right.
One more comment about Post Malone fronting Nirvana.
It's bad enough they replaced Kurt with Post Malone, but they replaced Chris with Dr. Phil on bass. What's up with that?
You've been drinking today.
That was... I saw a lot of people calling him Dr. Phil, and I couldn't unsee it after they said that because he was wearing like this nice sweater with like a vest over it, and his hair was cut, kind of had like the Dr. Phil look going. I was like, oh man.
Kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
Well, the Nirvana reunion was not the only reunion that happened. We're going to tell you what's trending after Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Daily Migs Show. Daily Migs Show.
We know that for many of you, you're just waking up. Maybe you had a long weekend like we did. You're trying to keep up on what is going on with the world of pop culture, and that can be a lot to ingest. So we're going to help you out by telling you what's trending.
Trending on the Daily Migs Show. What's trending? Let's go. Let's go.
NBC's SNL 50 special drew a staggering 14.8 million viewers. This was a 202% increase from what their regular season average would be.
They should celebrate the 50th anniversary more often. Right. Maybe every year.
I thought it was sensational.
It was a who's who, too, of everyone in the crowd, of like all the different random like celebrities. I forgot all about the Robert De Niro appearance during the Debbie Downer skit. Was like one of my favorite moments.
It was one of the most watched primetime entertainment telecasts in the last 5 years. And those numbers are expected to go up even further due to like the delayed streaming and all that good stuff. Season 50 episodes are already seeing a 71% boost to 8.4 million viewers.
Someone texted in and also said one of their favorite moments during the SNL 50, and I forgot about this one, was the digital short that Andy Samberg made about having anxiety. And I was like, man, this is really funny and really creative, but it's also illustrating just how awful it is to work for Saturday Night Live, because it just talks about how every single cast member, or even people behind the scenes, writers, all deal with crippling anxiety, have to go see therapy because of just the demands of that show, and like, you know, just like how crazy it is and how hard Lorne Michaels is. I'm like, this is a really funny piece, but underneath it, it's like very sad to think that like they all love what they do, but they've been mentally effed with because of what they love to do.
Just suffering.
Yeah. We talked about how Nirvana got back together with Post Malone during this SNL insanity that happened over the weekend, but that wasn't the only cool reunion that happened in the rock music world. In fact, Danny and I were texting about it over the weekend because I don't know if it's my menopause that's hitting me. I get emotional over the dumbest ass, especially with music. So Blink-182 is doing a great benefit show for the victim, the people who've been dealing with everything with the LA fires. And they decided to do a show with Alkaline Trio. And for those nerdy Blink-182 fans like myself and Danny, Matt Skiba, he played with Blink-182 when Tom DeLonge, the guitarist, left for an extended period of time. They did 2 records, right?
They did. It was almost like 5 to 7 years.
I saw them live with Matt. I thought Matt was great. I thought both of those records were really good. And so you're like, well, are they gonna bring him on stage? Like, how's this gonna go? Because when Tom came back, he made it a point to say, hey, much love to Matt Skiba for keeping this band together while I went off and did my alien stuff or whatever it was that he was doing. But then they bring him on stage and they do one of those songs, Bored to Death. Yeah. And it was amazing just to see all 4 of them up on stage. And I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. It's so stupid that I get that worked up over 4 people I don't know. They don't know me, but I'm like so happy for them that they all could be up there on stage together. I thought it was a really cool cool reunion.
Well, it was cool too because, yeah, like you said, at that point, you would think maybe Tom would take a break or something like that. No, he will end up there and sing with him. Yep. And it's just like, it just shows that they were like such good friends even before and during and all that.
There was one funny moment while like they're performing and like Tom's got his arm around Matt Skiba while he's performing too. And he did it quickly, but I'm sure someone caught a picture of it. He did the rabbit ears. I'm like, it doesn't matter. These guys are pushing 50 or in their 50s. They're still immature little idiots.
It's the best.
And I love it.
Rockaholics, how would you like a shot at beating Steve Migs? He has a current record of 45 wins, 24 losses, and 12 ties so far in 2025. And we need a loss today. It would really feel good. 206-803-ROCK. We play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
I recently found out that you can see a personal dietitian covered by insurance. There's this platform called Nourish that will match you with a dietitian based on whatever your concerns are, whether that's weight loss, eating disorders, autoimmune conditions, or something else. They're actually a network with major insurance providers, so most patients pay $0 out of pocket. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Drew from Renton is. Drew, are you there?
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, you there? Okay, I'm going to take the... Hello, I am Sarah, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Wait, is this really is this Drew?
This is Drew.
Okay.
Yes.
You sound like you're being tickled.
Steve, you're going down, Steve. You're going down.
Yeah, you're going down. She's not getting tickled. You're going down.
Oh,
wow.
I'm just going to leave it at
No
that.
tickling here, baby.
All right, let's go. Let's bring it. I'm ready. I'm fired up.
For those
What the hell is going on right now, Danny?
at home, Drew has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Drew, you can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
Fairbanks and Sitka are both cities in what U.S. state?
Alaska.
Correct. Which Peanuts character always plays the piano?
Oh, God, what is his name? I can't think of his name, and I have his tattoo on my arm.
You want to pass?
I can pass.
Well, the new Captain America movie is titled Brave New What?
World.
Correct. Steven Tyler and Joe Perry joined what hip-hop group when they covered Walk This Way?
Run DMC.
Correct. Which organ in the human body produces bile?
The liver.
Yes. Who was the Roman god of the sea?
What was his name? The Roman god of the sea. No, it wasn't Zeus. It was... I can't think of it.
Pass.
Pass.
What do you call a cat with extra toes?
Ooh. Funky?
No. What is the most populous country on Earth?
China.
No.
India.
Correct. Who wrote the original story of The Little Mermaid?
Ooh. Pass. Don't know.
Drew and friend, you got 5 correct.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, it could be worse. And who was helping you? Who's your lifeline?
My husband.
Oh, hi,
My
husband.
husband.
Oh, what's your husband's
Steve.
name?
Oh. My husband's name is Steve.
Oh.
Battle of the Steves?
Yeah, Battle of the Steves.
Steve's with a little Drew. All right, Steve.
I left not knowing what the hell was happening. I walked in not knowing what the hell was happening.
It's for the best.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Fairbanks and Sitka are both cities in what U.S. state?
Alaska.
Correct. Which Peanuts character always plays the piano?
Schroeder.
Yes. The new Captain America movie is titled Brave New What?
Shield.
No.
World.
Correct. Steven Tyler and Joe Perry joined what hip-hop group when they covered
Run
Walk
DMC.
This Way? Yes. Which organ in the human body produces bile?
The liver.
Correct. Who was the Roman god of the sea?
Aquaman.
No.
Damn it. Poseidon.
No.
Damn it. Neptune.
There we go. Ooh. What do you call a cat with extra toes?
Toey.
No. No-y.
Possum.
No.
Pass.
What is the most populous country on Earth?
India.
Correct. Who wrote the original story of The Little Mermaid?
Ariel.
No.
Sebastian.
No.
Poseidon.
No. In what decade was the PG-13 rating developed?
80s.
Yes. What do you call a cat with extra toes?
Yes. I don't know.
They did.
Nelly.
Oh, you did?
Steve, they're doing the math. Maybe they got to 8 because you got 8 correct, which is a win. 8-5.
Go.
Drew and Steve, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you, and happy post-Valentine's Day.
Oh, does anyone know what to...
Okay.
I'm going to play a stupid little
thank
song.
you. What do you call a cat with extra toes?
Polydactyl.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because I've had friends that have had polydactyl cats before.
And they're so weird
They're
looking.
so
I love
weird
it.
looking.
And who else knows that?
Me.
No. Someone said, hey, yeah, my cat's polydactyl. I'm like, look, man, I don't need you kink shaming your cat.
She's got some extra toes, you know. Who wrote the original story of The Little Mermaid?
Disney?
Sebastian.
Hans Christian Andersen. Yeah, never forget that.
For real?
For real.
Huh.
You've heard of him before, yeah?
I've heard the name. I just didn't know he wrote the...
Well, now you do, so congrats on
I heard he
beating
was
Jerome
polydactyl
Steve.
as well.
There was a very unlikely duet that happened during the SNL 50 homecoming concert, and it led to one of the most savage burns to an older singer. We're going to tell you what happened after Guns N' Roses.
The Daily Migs Show.
SNL celebrated 50 years on Friday with a little concert. It was called SNL 50, the Homecoming Concert. And some of the performances that were at Radio City Music Hall, hosted by Jimmy Fallon, are still streaming on Peacock if you missed it.
Oh, and then people have been sharing them all over social media as well.
It was such a blast to watch. And the Roots were the house band. But there was a pretty funny moment that involved Paul Simon,
Okay.
who's 83 years old, and Sabrina Carpenter.
The collaboration we've all been clamoring for.
She is all of 25.
Okay, this is so great.
I sang this song with George Harrison on Saturday Night Live in 1976.
I was not born then, and neither were my parents.
And a 1 and a 2.
I like to know what's going on in his mind at that moment. I'm sure he was in on the joke, but still, it's just like, what? Your parents weren't even born then?
I mean, that's pretty wild.
Yes.
That's about the same age difference as Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, right?
That's, you know what? That's why they look so good together. I'm just so accustomed to now seeing guys in their 70s and 80s with 20-somethings. Did you hear their performance?
I did. I actually really liked it. I'm not a Sabrina Carpenter fangirl like the rest of you are.
Oh,
in this
huge fan. I don't know any of her songs, and I've never really heard much of her sing. But
You just like to look at her.
Well, I'm a fan of the pictures that she takes. Yes.
I thought that she did a great job of playing at the same level, I guess, as Paul Simon's or singing at his level. You know, she didn't go too far, didn't take it too deep or try to do any weird stuff with it.
Didn't try and go over the top with it, trying to outshine him.
Totally. I thought it sounded great.
Here's a little bit of that.
Every day's an endless stream of airport lounges, magazine.
I'm good.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. I was never a big Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, my God.
Were you? I know it, right?
I would rather listen to Simon and Garfunkel than Sabrina Carpenter any day of the week.
Well, if I had that, I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head, I prefer just neither, but...
Also, do not besmirch the name of Sabrina Carpenter. I did not even know that Paul Simon was in Simon and Garfunkel until this morning.
So you said it was just another Simon?
Well,
Peter Simon was in Simon and Garfunkel?
I thought his name was Simon. I didn't know it was Paul Simon. And then I get a notification, Paul Simon, and Taryn freaks out. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Some people give it a hard time. Like, his voice doesn't sound the same. I'm like, guys, pump the brakes. He's 83. I think when he recorded that song, he might have been Sabrina Carpenter's age. Right? I mean, cut the guy a little slack.
I felt the same way about Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney's voice, he had some struggles, but the guy's in his 80s.
I'm just happy to see these guys still performing and things like that. We don't need to go that. We don't need to be crapping on their voices when they're already in their 70s.
These are icons. These are legends. You hush your mouth.
I did enjoy how many people did different covers. And so I grabbed a couple of them. And I was just curious if you guys could figure out who's singing the cover.
Oh, boy.
So a couple people went up there on stage and performed the classic Queen song. And I think this one's going to be pretty easy for you guys to guess who it is. Who is it, Sarah?
Miley.
It's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I thought she was great.
Although.
Oh, no.
So it was her and Brittany Howard.
Yes.
And they also did Nothing Compares to You.
They sure did.
And it was pretty powerful because it was Aubrey Plaza introduced them, and she was wearing this guy, again, the menopause hitting me.
Oh, God.
She recently lost her husband, and she was rocking a tie-dye shirt. And so people were like, why is she wearing a tie-dye shirt? Apparently, they were really into tie-dye. He was big into tie-dyeing recently, clothes. That was a new little hobby. So it was a nice little nod to her husband who sadly passed away. I honestly, when this performance started, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. It sounds as if Queen, oddly enough, covered the Sinead O'Connor song. And then as it kept going, I was like, I think I'm good. This seems a little too forced.
Steve Migs, they were paying homage to the song that Sinead O'Connor performed on SNL, but it's originally a Prince song.
I know that.
And the version that they performed was really more in the vein of the Prince version, not the Sinead version. So that's why it sounded that way. Vibing, Steve.
Well, that makes one of the four of us.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, how about this one? This was a great one. It's a Tom Petty classic. Who's singing it? Only the greatest singer of all time, guys. If you say Scott Stapp, I'm walking out of the studio.
Was it Eddie?
Yes. That would be awesome if it was Scott Stapp singing it, though. Oh, no, I thought it was really cool. Of course, the Nirvana reunion with Post Malone was fantastic, but I think all the performances were really cool.
They certainly were. If you haven't watched, check it out. Post Nirvana. If you think you are a massive music fan to the point where you could name a song after only hearing a single second of the chorus, we would love for you to prove that to us. And if you do, we're going to hook you up with tickets to see Buck Cherry at El Corazon. And that show is happening on Saturday, April 12th. Call now, 206-803-ROCK, and we will play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Wow. What's up? I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
All morning, we have received texts and calls from you that we haven't had a chance to chat with you about, but we are checking in with the Rockaholics right now. Brought to you by Albert Lee Appliance. Call up if there's something you'd like to chime in on from the show today, or if you have anything on your mind that you want to discuss with us. 206-803-ROCK. Jason from Tacoma, earlier today we were talking about bands that we are feeling very fortunate we got to see before they called it quits, and you went to Ozfest how many years in a row?
4 years in a row.
Nice.
So I went from 04, 05, 06, 07.
And Ozzy performed at all of them, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so. There was even like an imposter Ozzy that showed up one time. That was interesting.
Is that Fozzy?
Imposter Ozzy, like he was somebody dressed up as him and everybody thought it was him and he was walking around in the crowd and stuff like that. But
Oh, that's hilarious. Because that's what Ozzy Osbourne would do if he was having Ozfest, is just randomly walk around. But that's funny that people were buying it.
But yeah, I got to see every version of Ozzy before, obviously, his health declined, so I'm very thankful. And then I got to see many, many bands. I don't think there's ever going to be a generation that gets to see that kind of festival type thing that tours
in
the U.S.
Oh, yeah. We think about like the Lollapaloozas, the Warped Tours, the Ozfest. Like these things were just an institution every year. Like you just knew they were going to happen. And eventually, because of probably money, obviously, but It just now they become like these one-off shows as opposed to, or a couple date shows as opposed to like a full-on like 30-date tour.
Absolutely. And stop bullying my kid at SOS, sir.
Well, stop telling your kid to be a little jerk to me. She's adorable and sweet, and I love that she comes to these wrestling shows, but she never has anything nice to say to me, and she always gives me the stink eye. She's getting what she deserves. This is a valuable lesson your daughter needs to learn.
That was great. During your entrance, you guys just like faced off in the middle of your entrance. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, that's so much pro wrestling. And how old is Lenora, right?
Yeah, it was Lenora. Yeah, she's 8.
She's 8 years old and adorable. And she's just arms folded, scowling at me. And so I'm like, well, I already know her, and she's a lot of fun to play around with. And Jason's awesome as well. And I just start yelling at her. I'm like, you're looking at your next tag team champion. And she's like, meh, 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 meh.
I like that she looks at you during wrestling the way I look at you during Beat Migs.
Yes, it is very true. And both, I mean, pretty much the maturity of the same as her. Of course, not you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
206-803-ROCK. Sam from Squim. What's a band that you saw before they called it quits?
I saw Charlie Daniels Band in Bremerton. He came, it was several years ago. He came and 80-some years old and was still just picking the hell out of the guitar and sawing on the fiddle, and it was just amazing.
That's the Devil Went Down to Georgia guy, right?
You damn straight.
Hell yeah, man.
So
That's awesome.
Sam, are you a big Charlie Daniels fan in general, or were you going like to see this one song?
No, I mean, he was well before my time. I mean, I'm 48, but he still was around way before me. But yeah, I grew up listening to him and pretty much everything. But yeah, I would sing Devil Went Down to Georgia when we went to karaoke and do stuff like that. So it was pretty cool to get to go do that.
That's awesome.
Sarah, if you want to know the difference, KNOW just is the start of the word knowledge.
Well, I mean, now you're asking a lot out of Sarah there, Sam. Come on.
Sarah and knowledge in the same sentence. 206-803-ROCK. Daniel, you're in Marysville. Same topic. A band that you saw before they called it quits. Who was that?
Lance Daly and Alice in Chains opening up for Great White and Tesla at the Spokane International Raceway in 1989.
Wow.
Got to see Dimebag Darrell play with frickin' Black Sabbath reunion tour in 99. Saw Jerry Garcia before he passed away. Got to see that, what was that? The Neil Young Pearl Jam show at the Gorge as well.
With the Merkin-Ball? I think for that record. I think it was for that record with the Merkin. Was it called Merkin-Ball? I can't remember now. Or Mirror Ball.
Merkin-Ball.
Yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's kind of
awesome, Daniel. I feel like
that's
Daniel got to
awesome.
see all the best.
He's just rubbing it in, baby.
He is.
And speaking of a band that I'd like to see, I mentioned it earlier about Nirvana. If they did end up going on tour with Post Malone, because I honestly, when I first saw the video, I was like late at night. I was kind of groggy. I thought I was dreaming it. I was like, this is just so insane. Like it felt good as a Nirvana fan to see the band so happy up on stage. And I was like, if they go on tour, I would go see it in a heartbeat. And somebody just texted in and said, how much would you be willing to spend to see Post Nirvana? I'm asking so that future me can sell future you an overpriced ticket to see that crap. Ha ha ha.
I mean, would you pay a top dollar?
It depends on when it, like if it was like soon after my tax return, I'd drop $1,000 to see Nirvana. Like that's about as high as I would go. But I would have to have a couple extra dollars to work with. But I would say $400 or $500.
Sure.
Again, I'd have to probably run it by the wife's and say, hey, we can't eat for a couple of weeks. So just kind of,
We could sell our kidneys.
Maybe we'll start selling some of your eggs.
There you go.
Yeah, chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs, yeah.
My other eggs are expired. This past Friday, I got to take my son Barrett to school. It was Valentine's Day, so he had a big bag of Valentines for his classmates. But some of the moms I encountered were taking those Valentine's to a whole nother level. How so? We're going to talk about it at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Due to the schedule that we have, Steve Migs, I don't get to take my son to school very often.
Right, same.
But Friday...
I never get to take your son to school. I've tried so many times, and the teachers frown upon it.
So on Friday, it was Valentine's Day, and Barrett worked very hard with me to put together all of his little Valentines for his class. But
all of his friends?
Yes.
Because we've learned over the past year that he's very popular with the ladies.
This is true. I think he was also going to be popular with anyone in his class who likes construction vehicles because every single Valentine had its own little construction vehicle toy. So I decide to drive him. We park in the parking lot. I get him out of the car, and he's walking with his little just like a plastic grocery bag filled with Valentines.
That's adorable.
And as we're walking in, there are moms walking their kids up to the front of the school that have like full on like boards with like it almost looks like a presentation, like massively Pinterested, cool ass Valentines.
So like a display counter for the Valentines?
Yes. One of them, I don't know what was in the cup, Steve Migs, but they had like a big piece of cardboard, and the cups were all fastened to the cardboard in the shape of a heart. Aww. And inside each of the cups was probably something amazing.
I was about to say, did this make you feel like less of a mom?
Yes.
Even though you shouldn't?
Yes. Steve, I feel mom shamed all the time because I am not a Pinterest mom.
That's a saying?
I mean, it's my saying.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was like a term. Like there's Pinterest moms out there.
Did you make Barrett a little box for his Valentine's to go in? Like I made for Lily, and she had that, and then she filled out. It's this box that has hearts all over. We cut them out together. She also had like all of her Valentine's Day cards that she personally addressed.
No.
Sorry, Taryn.
I sent him with a plastic Target bag to bring everything home in, like the not Pinterest mom that I am. It was very impressive.
You could have built like a giant, like little, like pickup, like a truck.
Yeah.
Like an excavator, and then inside of it would be all the actual Valentine's gifts for all the kids. If you cared about your child, you would have done all of it.
Steve, I already know, like, you are the crafty one between the two of us. I don't ever do any cool crafts with Barrett the way that you do with Tatum.
Oh, I'm like full on craft dad right now. I think Tatum's now figured out what dad's purpose is. Is whenever she needs something made, she just comes, Daddy, you want to build blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it, but let's figure it out.
Oh.
Made a cardboard car yesterday. That was pretty sick.
You're way better than me.
It even has like a little license plate on the back of it. I'm like, you want to write Tatum on the back? She's like, no, I want to draw puppies on it. And for a second, I almost got into an argument with her. I'm like, license plates don't have drawings of puppies. They have words and numbers. And finally, I'm like, you know what? Go knock yourself out. Like, draw some puppies on this license plate that I just spent some time making for you.
There are 2 Seattle area restaurants that earned spots on Yelp's 2025 top 100 places to eat in the United States. So where can you find these restaurants? We're going to tell you during the Daily Migs download after Blind Melon.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Ryan Castle's here. It's National Drink Wine Day. Sarah and I are going to do it.
After that conversation with Sarah. Jeez.
My brain still hurts from this conversation.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
We're working on grammar, spelling, all of that.
Second grade level.
Yes, and you guys aren't helping.
Well, we were hoping that this knowledge that we were giving you would...
There it is again.
Never mind.
There's no knowledge.
Hey, the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. I know you'll be excited about this, Sarah. That's that the Real Housewives, a rumor has it, we're going to get Real Housewives of Seattle.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be more, and someone texted in, and I would agree, Real Housewives of Bellevue, Washington seems, or Kirkland, or
I
Redmond.
was just thinking the same
right?
thing.
Seattle?
Real Housewives of Medina.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing guaranteed or confirmed just yet, but there's been some, some rumblings about this possibly happening when they start bringing out some new franchises. So, I mean, I would watch it, and that would be the first time I ever watched a Real Housewives show, just out of curiosity.
The Real Housewives of Laurelhurst.
Yeah.
That's Seattle. The Real Housewives of Mercer Island.
Hey!
I want the Real Housewives of Squim.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The Real Housewives of Parkland.
And then it just goes right into Cops.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Oh, boy.
Perfect.
2 Seattle area restaurants have earned some spots on Yelp's 2025 top 100 places to eat in the United States. Arroy Mac Thai Food in North Seattle ranked number 7.
Number 7.
Ryan, do you know that place? You're a North Seattle guy.
I don't. But there are only 800 Thai restaurants in my neighborhood.
So you might have to find
It's hard
this
to hit
one.
all of them.
Paju is a Korean restaurant in South Lake Union. They landed at number 74, and they have a squid ink and quail egg fried rice that is to die for.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I'm in.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're a plant-based weirdo, or even before that?
The squid ink doesn't sound very delicious to me.
Oh, yeah, I've had
I like
squid ink
it.
pasta before. It's
Same.
delicious, yeah.
Is it really good? Is it sweet?
Turns your mouth black.
Well, if you would have led with that, I'd be like, I'm in. Screw this whole plant-based thing. I have to say, Roy Mac's got the greatest logo ever. I just went to their website, and it's just an elephant with a spoon and a fork in its hand. I'm
He's
like,
ready to
okay,
go.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm in. Let's go. Hey, as far as weather, we're going to high of 43 degrees. It's going to be a clear day today. And the DMV is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with the Morning 12 Pack.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
So I actually tried Gemini a couple days ago, the Gemini Live where you can talk to it, and it is really crazy to have a full-on conversation with this thing. I was just messing around, so I asked it to give me ideas for hosting during the holidays. And when it starts giving you results, you can just stop it and say, okay, but what about something low-key for a smaller group? And then it adjusts to that, and you can just keep going until you get an idea you want. I think that's what I would use it for the most, brainstorming stuff. It's so good if you don't know where to start or if you hit a wall, you just go to Gemini. It helps you get the ball rolling. But obviously you can use it for all kinds of stuff. If you want to learn something new, you can have it give you advice, ask it to explain Bitcoin in simple terms, or you can have it quiz you on microbiology. I mean, imagine being a student and you've got this personal tutor on hand. It's hard to explain. You really just have to play around with it, see how it listens to you, responds, adapts to your style of conversation. Just try it out. It's free.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
So I read in USA Today that the majority of people stop GLP-1 weight loss injection shots in a year. Now, what's concerning is if you get off GLP-1s, there's a real chance you can gain all the weight back. The solution? Alma said, a natural superfood protein shake. University studies show it optimizes your metabolism so you can lose weight easily, and Alma said it's been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Use Alma said with GLP-1s or as a natural alternative. Find out more and see the university studies at almaced.com. That's ALMASED.com.